Soden, and I'm joined by
Matthew Lepore.
And today, on our main section, we're going to be talking about Dogman.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you guys soon. All right, Gav, we are live. Back in action. Everything's going great. We got some interesting topics today.
We do.
One of them,
interesting topics.
some of you might find interesting. The other one, you will all find interesting.
Yeah. So the first one is I got my hair cut yesterday.
Which hairs? Because I noticed the top of your head doesn't look different.
Yeah. Well, I did it myself.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Then what else did you cut?
I cut my
Yeah.
my back hair.
I absolutely like. I love those those videos where it's yo, I got a haircut today, dude. Your hair's still long. I didn't mean those hairs, man. And it's just like, obviously, you shaved his balls.
Yeah.
Which is a riveting thing for a man
I've
to
actually
do.
seen those videos in a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
It gives me Vine energy. I feel like TikTok sometimes kind of like.
It's really cringe when you see the TikTokers that try to be Viners. You know what I mean? Like they make the same kind of. It's like damn.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, and it's kind of sad because it's like there's a lot of the Viners that are on there right now that really kind of like they want to try to make it Vine, but they're also trying to be like TikTok-y. And I'm like, brother, just either stick to how it was, but don't get like all Hollywoody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You don't want that.
Oh man, I miss Vine so much.
You know, I think the craziest Viner that like the Vine star that like she went like nuts was Gabby Hanna.
Oh yeah, the it wasn't a turtle, was it? It was
well, she got like the tattoo, like a beetle and the butterfly and stuff on her throat.
Yeah, but she had the Vine of
no, you're not thinking that's not no. That's you're thinking of Margot.
That was
a TikTok.
Margot.
That was a TikTok, I think. Or was that a Vine? I think it was a TikTok. I don't know. I don't really. But anyway, but no, she was really big back when like, you know, King Batch and Meech on Mars and Demetrius Harmon
Hannah.
Yeah, she was like the one that she was like able to sing kind of. She was always in videos.
Oh, was she like she was like thick and like the good way? Yes.
She's like
Yeah. Wait, is she like
she's the one that went like she legitimately went crazy and she's like help me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, dude, I saw that video like 2 days ago and I was like, is that the same like Gabby with like she was good friends with like David Dobrik and like all of them?
Yeah.
And I saw that and I was like, is that the same woman?
Yeah.
And I was like a little taken back because I was.
Well, I don't know what happened with these stars, like her, the Margot video lady.
Yes.
I don't know like all the details, and I don't want to like talk out of turn, but some crazy stuff happened within their lives that made them like completely do a 180 and like.
Well, that's what I think. Like, it's so weird about the internet, and like I'm gonna stick with this because I actually like going over all this shit, but like. You look at like people because they were what 20 at the time, maybe like less, like 18 or whatever it was.
Well,
like,
yeah. Well, the Margot chick was definitely like 18 or 19, and then the Gabby was like when Vine got, she was like 20, I think, when Vine got big, and then she was like or maybe old. I don't know, but it's
just wild to think about all these people who were so famous on these platforms that got so much money and so much like fame. And then it's like now they're either weird or they're too much and they're trying to be Hollywoody, but they're like if they went to like a Hollywood party,
they wouldn't
know them. But if they went to like I don't know, like a con fest or whatever it was, everyone would know who they were.
Yeah, it's the same way that like what was his face, like Jeff Side and David Lade. Do you remember them, like the fitness influencers?
Yeah. Okay.
Like if they went to like a lifting thing, they were massive, but then they were anywhere else and nobody knows who they are. It's the same thing.
Well, it's kind of sad because like there's a lot of like, and you know who? Not to like totally go scatterbrain, but you know who I never thought was like, actually that funny?
Who?
King Bash.
Oh yeah, no. Dude, he only had one Vine that I swear to God, one Vine I laughed at.
The
ever.
backflip?
No. That backflip though. No. Was when he walks into the elevator. And he falls, and then or like maybe it's not. I don't know. He's like he trips, and then spaghetti falls out of his pocket.
Oh,
yeah. I don't know why, but when I first watched that, it made me crack up.
Well, they all had some good ones, and like Rudy Muscara, he actually he turned more like a musician.
Yeah.
Which I actually liked because I think that suits him more.
And the other guy, the Arabic guy.
Oh yeah. He would do like the he would like flex his arms and his shoulders and all that stuff. And he's not big.
No.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Dude, I miss those days.
I do miss Vine. I think Vine did something to all of us. Like, it gave us something that we won't ever have again. And like, you could say the same thing for the kids nowadays with TikTok, but I genuinely believe that TikTok is closer related to Musical.ly than it is to Vine. And I would say that it's just as cringy watching someone in public make a TikTok, but I vividly remember being in school or being like whatever, and people making Vines, and then me being like, "Damn, like
that could be a good. That could
be good." Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like it's with the videos that you and I see a lot more of the time, because we don't really see a lot of dancing. We'll see like the trendy ones.
Yeah.
But like, if I see one recording a TikTok, like some of those things that like we recorded, I feel like I wouldn't be as ashamed to do that in person. And I walk up to you like, "Hey man, what color your sock?" Like, like just random stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, then you got to remember too, all the like, do it for the Vine, and like,
I ain't gonna do it. Do it for the Vine. I ain't go. But like, that was fun.
It was a good time. It got everyone involved. But like when you like, I was at where was I? About a year ago, I was at Wawa, and I think I was with my dad or something like that. I forget who I was with.
Nah, Keith.
And we were sitting there, and it might have been Sky. I don't know. I don't remember. But we were chilling out, and then all of a sudden I see these two girls like making a TikTok, like doing the whatever the big like dance was, like
Renegade.
Whatever. They
were
doing that, and then their dad walked out, and like he just looks at them, and you could just tell. Oh no, it was with Gio, because he was like, "That man's a sad man."
That's even worse, bro.
I was like, because he walked out and like looked at them and was just like, his face is like sunk, and he just goes, "Come on." I was like,
bro. See, it's so cringy, and like I'll watch like some of like those like dancers, and like they'll be in like the middle of like Walmart or like whatever store, and I'm like, you really just have no shame. Like, I'm embarrassed to snap people in front of regular people. Even like you guys. Like, if I'm pulling on my Snapchat, like you see me like, well, I know, but I'm saying like you might be like, "Oh, taking a snap, man." I'm like,
well, no, but I mean, like, I just don't like, it's everyone's always like, "Oh, well, you're not doing it. Like, you're scared to even do it." But here's my thing about it, right? I was watching this one dude, and he's like, I don't know if you saw him, right? He's like super skinny, long hair, and he like raps. White guy, and he's like, he's really not good at it. Just being honest, he's just not good at it. So he makes these videos where he goes to like Walmart and like McDonald's and stuff, and he walks up to people and he's like, "Hey, listen to my song," and like, "You want to listen to my song?" And then like he plays them their song, and then every time they're just like, and like they look at the camera and they're like,
no,
damn,
dude, no shame.
And this is the thing. If I understand you want to get your name out there in like whatever way you can, but like you don't. Everyone I think is trying to pull a Jake Paul, and they're trying to like meme their way or like be like a laughing stock their way to money.
Yeah.
But he started with money. Like he started with a lot of money, and he started with doing whatever he wanted, and then people made him a meme. And like Every Day, Bro. Remember that?
With the Radio Disney or the yeah.
It's Every Day, Bro.
With the Disney Channel flow.
Hey, but this is the thing. We still remember the lyrics.
Yes.
You know? So it's like, I don't know. They have. It's just tough to see. Like the most people I follow on TikTok are like some funny comedians. Like Amy Schumer.
Canceled.
And Liza, what is her name? Eliza. It's either Liza or Eliza.
What is it? The chick that dated David Dobrik?
That chick? Maybe. But yeah, I don't know. They're just unfunny.
Then it's not the same chick.
No. Oh no, that's your thing. I know who you're thinking of.
Yeah. Because I was like, that
this other
chick's kind of funny.
white.
Okay. Yeah.
No. But yeah, no, it's just like it's just awkward, like watching these people. But I like to follow the content creators that like, makes like the guy that does the VFX stuff.
The what?
The VFX stuff.
What's that?
Like making like special effects on your laptop.
Okay.
Like where he made himself Spider-Man. Remember that? Where he was swinging
and he was yes. That was actually really, really good video.
It was.
Because he had the whole, not to like stop you, but it was like.
He actually had the webs.
Yeah. And it would like come, like, that was actually insane. Like when I watched it on TikTok, I was like, excuse me. I watched it on TikTok. I was absolutely baffled.
Yeah.
With how that looked.
Yeah. Well, he actually puts a lot of work into them. And like, he has like something where it's like it renders for like 130 hours or something. Like, yeah, it's ridiculous. And, but yeah, so it's just funny because it's like, you know, you see that and then like, you're like, holy shit, that's really good like talent.
Yeah.
You scroll one up and it's like a video of a basic white dude or white chick or even like a black dude or a black chick, and they're just like they're just, you know what I mean, like making like weird faces at a video that we're both watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, how much effort are you putting into that? You know what I mean? Well,
did you see that Bentelect guy? People came for him, quote unquote, when they So you know the guy I'm talking about? He's like a skinnier white dude, basic dude. And he would be like green screened, would be like, it'd be like going to the family event with no car. Couldn't it be? And he would laugh at like every like Twitter comment or Reddit comment. No. And he has like this massive following. He's like 10 million followers. Really? And all he does is react to like tweets.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So eventually people were just like, how'd you get famous from that? So what they did was, and he actually played it off pretty well. Like I appreciate him taking a joke, but it would be like, oh my God, driving your car with no gas. And then it would clip.
Yeah.
We're coming for you, Benjamin. And it's just like a dark soul.
Yeah.
And bro, it was all over my feed. And then recently that came back.
Really?
Yeah, Taylor sent me this video and she goes, oh my God, this is so funny. It was like, oh my gosh, my shirt's so yellow. Ha ha ha. And then it goes, where are your balls, Benjamin? And it's like sperm. And she goes, this is so funny. I'm like, dude, you missed like all of 2020, bro.
Oh my God. Dude, yeah, 2020 was
people were coming back.
Well, speaking of influencers, you heard what's happening with Brody Wellmaker, our boy?
Yeah, I did. I do feel bad for him.
I don't. Okay, put it to you this way. What are we doing now? We put time, money, and resources into making this podcast, right?
Yeah. Subscribe.
If nobody listens every week, we're still gonna make. And I understand he put like a lot of money.
40,000.
Yeah, like I get it, but also at the same time, it's like you can't do that and then be like, "Oh, you guys have to go watch."
Yeah.
Because I spent all this money and you owe it to me because you follow me.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Because he has what, like 15 million or 20 million?
Yeah, he has a lot of followers.
And I expected it to do a lot better than it did, but you also got to remember. You also have people that are living paycheck to paycheck.
Yep.
And it's not like, I understand $15 in the grand scheme of things. So some people won't, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about you have like a $300 paycheck and you have $270 in bills.
Been there, yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying? You're going to spend that $15 on his little, his Patreon video, his movie?
Well, that's what someone said. I watched, it was like a stitch. It was like him walking away, and I'm like, that sucks. And then it was obviously a stitch.
But then he didn't walk away. He kept making videos.
I know. And I think it's more because he needs money. But like the thing is like the guy stitched it and was like, listen, I think he's a great content creator. I actually did watch it.
Yeah.
I thought it really was a good film. But he's like, I'm a smaller creator. And the guy only had like 400K.
Yeah.
And he was like, I put it on YouTube, and that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know exactly.
And the guy got monetized from his thing, but he's like, I didn't monetize. I didn't put it on Patreon. He's like, people are more than willing to watch a 15 to 3 minute clip, depending on who you are. Like the more name you are, the higher name you are, status. Yeah. They'll watch it for 3 minutes, but most of your clips are 45 seconds. He's like, you're asking people to pay $15.
Yeah.
And then you have someone like Andrew Schultz. This wasn't in that video, but like I'm talking like you have someone like Andrew Schultz who is a stand-up comedian, great comedian, and he goes, "Listen, guys, my special's out. You guys can buy it, but pirate." He literally says, "Pirate the shit out of it."
Yeah.
I don't expect you to buy it.
Yeah.
I understand, but people were like, "Oh my God, he doesn't give a fuck."
Well, yeah.
And then he actually did well, but like I think that's
goodness.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. They're going ham. I don't know. I just think that like.
And I have the scatterbrain.
I just think that it's like if you like, I understand you have 20 million followers.
Yeah.
But you got to account for this. I would say probably 75 to 80% of those people literally follow you because of one video that they saw, or like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why people have like their biggest videos pinned on their.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you see one video and you're like, ha ha ha, that's so funny. You click follow, you never think about it again. Like
No.
that's why like there's some content creators that I just started following. And they're not really content creators, like they are, but like they only have a few videos.
Sure.
And so it really goes to show, like if you're going to be a TikTok superstar, right? You got to know what's trendy. You got to know how to make have people click on the video, but you got to have content out the asshole because, like this dude, he does impressions, really good impressions, right?
Yeah.
I clicked on his page. He has like 7 videos.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my god, like I'll drop you a follow. I appreciate the videos. I like the videos, but I'm only on your page for 30 seconds because I'm watching. You know what I mean?
And there is that one guy who I think should have more followers with his bits with like. Hello, sir.
Well, that's the guy that was in his video.
I know.
But that's the other thing is he's funny, but it's like him, Brody Wellmaker, Kat, and someone else.
They're
funny.
Call me Chris.
Yeah. Call me. I don't know why I said Kat. Like they're funny, but like if you start to notice, they're starting to kind of break out into like be their own selves more.
Yes.
And like make content that's like more selfish in a way. Like Call Me Chris is now like making more like political, social, social event stuff happening.
Yes.
I forget the other guy's name is making more stuff. Like I get it. You make stuff that's trendy and gets you clicks, and then you don't want to do that anymore. So you know what I mean. I get it. I understand. But the problem with doing that is now you just alienated 30%, half of, however, because like imagine like for example. I didn't care if Call Me Chris is leftist, a Democrat, a Republican, a centralist, a libertarian, doesn't care. I don't care. I didn't care because it never mattered.
Yeah, because she was doing those funny little
videos. Yeah. And then you click on her video and she's talking about how Andrew Tate isn't a good guy because he's spreading misinformation and like abusing women through his verbal hatred and stuff.
Yep.
And it's like, or like verbally, or you're like supporting Joe Biden or going against Trump or something. You know what I mean? Like it's like, I don't care what you want to be. Just don't you don't have to make it your whole thing. And then
and especially when you have this impression of, hey, I just want to create content. Yeah. You do alienate people when you do things like that.
And what do you do, right? Like you're someone, right? And you're making all these videos, and then you make a video and you're like, oh, I hate Donald Trump and I love Joe Biden, right? Let's just say. Or vice versa. I hate Joe Biden. I love Trump. Right?
Yeah.
You now just alienated like 30% of your audience, if not more, because they're not nobody.
No one followed you.
Nobody followed you. Now, if you're somebody like Ben Shapiro, all of his followers are on everything, are all like Republicans and and so it's like if he says tomorrow. He already know all of his views because he hasn't really changed up. But that's the thing is like it just frustrates me because it's the same thing that like a lot of these content creators over the past 3 years have done, where it's like you watch their videos, and then you're like, oh my god, I love this person, and then they're like, all right guys, I know that I got famous off of like this one bit or this one skit, but you know what? I don't want to do it anymore because it's so hard for me to put on a goddamn beanie.
Yeah,
and make a, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, I don't get it.
But listen.
If I wore these sunglasses and we got monetized like off of this video and got like famous, I would never not wear these sunglasses.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Well, you know what doesn't wear sunglasses?
Who's that?
There's this mysterious thing that I think you told me about.
Oh yeah.
Years ago. Now, this is probably your biggest thing. Now, some people talk about Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Some people talk about the abominable snowman.
Yep.
Some people talk about Andrew Tate.
That's true.
However, today, guys, after that beautiful rant we just had, Dogman is now the topic. Now, as you guys know, we have done conspiracy theories, we've done everything, and this is our fucking podcast. All right, we can talk about whatever we want. So guess what? You guys are tuning in, and Gavin is what I would say one of the experts on this topic.
I don't know if I'm an expert. I just enjoy listening to the experts talk about it.
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm a fucking idiot.
Well,
right?
I don't know.
So, science can only teach me so much.
Well, listen, this is the thing. All right. So all of our lives, right? All you hear is people talking about Bigfoot. They show you that famous picture from like the 70s or whatever. You hear about the abominable snowman, and it's like he's in the Arctic and everything. You hear about Mothman and like all this stuff, right?
Batman, you know.
Now, there's a couple different variations of what we're going to talk about today. Now, the first thing would be like a werewolf. A quintessential werewolf is a human that gets bit by a werewolf and then doesn't die. Then the next changing of like the full moon, they shed their human form and transform into a wolf, like a hungry, ravenous, evil beast that kills whatever it wants, whenever it wants.
Yeah.
And its bloodlust is never satiated, you know?
Yeah.
And then when the sun comes up, it turns back into a human.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's the modernized or like the Hollywood version of that kind of thing happening.
Yeah.
Now, there are these there's another thing that called Dogman. Now, this is where it's quintessentially the same look as a werewolf, like massive hulking creature covered in hair, head of a dog, like a German shepherd most of the time, really fast, really strong, right? Now, when I first heard about this, it was about a year ago, and I was like, okay, like I'm a big fan of listening to fictional stories.
Sure.
So I was like, all right, word, whatever. And I like listening to like ghost stories and like just stuff that I like to. I as a writer and like as somebody that dabbles in a lot of reading and writing, I really enjoy listening to what other people come up with that aren't famous.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I like to listen to those videos. Now I've stumbled across the Dogman. Now I thought it was going to be like like the same thing. However, these people are giving testimonials, and the first ever thing I found, the first ever YouTube channel I found was Dogman Encounters. The guy that runs it, Vic, he runs a great YouTube channel. I think I pulled it up, or you pulled it up there.
Mm-hmm.
So I would
Vic
check
Cundiff?
him out. Yeah.
Cundiff?
or Cundiff, yeah. I would watch his stuff. He makes really good videos. And he has just people on, basically, that just talk about Dogmen. Yeah. And they give their things. Like, so a lot of the time you'll hear, a lot of them do sound similar, but also at the same time, everyone's always like, oh, that's fake. They'll just take the same stories. And
Yeah.
But okay, how many times do you hear the same encounter with a bear? Oh my God, I saw the bear, so I ran. Or oh my God, I laid down.
Yeah, it's almost the same thing with like ghosts.
Yeah.
Too. It's like, oh, I had this encounter. Yeah, slammed the door. Or like with like Bigfoot, it's like, oh my gosh, there's no way that this bear could have done this. And it's like, it has to be Bigfoot.
Yeah, and it's like, if you're going to believe that a possibility that Bigfoot could be real, then I think a really big freaking dog is also a possibility. Now, they a lot of the time they are said to be resembling like a werewolf you would see on like a movie.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm not sure if it's true, if they're as big or as fast as they say, you know what I mean, as people are remembering or whatever it is. But what I do know is that there is no way in hell that it's impossible for them to exist. Even if it was like a traditional, like a werewolf, like a looking beast, how would that be impossible? Yeah, like you hear stories about, which we will cover, the giants in Afghanistan.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. You hear them all the time, and they're like, it's like if people are like, yeah, that happened, and then it's like, you know what I mean, like, okay, well, it's a possibility. Now, what's cool about these stories is, like the testimonials and everything is, when they're talking about it, most of the time what happens is you're walking through the forest, and now do you know what happens to, like, when you're walking through a forest, it's like, it's lively, like you hear like the bugs and the frogs, and so do you know what that means when the forest is completely silent? Like, if you don't hear a thing, you just hear yourself breathing.
Do you mean like a predator's coming?
It means a big predator's around. Most common, like if you're like a bear or like a cougar, or like,
Sure.
But this is where it goes completely silent. And a lot of the time, what'll happen is these people are saying, "Hey, I get this really bad feeling." Right now, I know everybody has like a sixth sense, kind of, with like things happening, where it's like you walk into a room and like you just get an eerie, like a bad vibe.
Yeah, you get a vibe. Yeah.
So it's kind of the thing. They're like, they get a bad vibe from it, and then all of a sudden they hear like something snap, or they hear something move.
Like every singular horror movie.
And then all of a sudden they hear, like, they either hear it or see it. Now, a lot of these guys that are like the people that go on the Dogman, right? One of the scariest ones I heard was it was a mom and her kid, and her husband had left because they lived on like a really big farm, whatever.
So every single horror movie,
right?
Don't white people just understand? like
no, this is the best part. Okay. So the dad has to leave town for like 3 days to do whatever.
Okay.
So normally this is a normal thing. Like he has to go to work doing this, right? Whatever it is. I forget what it is exactly. But he goes to work and she ends up staying with the kid, obviously. And she tends to her cows and, like she runs a farm.
Okay.
So this one night she hears like something out in the back, like the back of her house. So she like walks out there and she's looking around and she doesn't see anything, right? Okay. Now, do you know normally how cows stand when they're grazing? Like they just vibe out?
Yeah, they're just chilling.
Yeah. She looked to her cow, like where the cows stay. Like she doesn't lock them up. She keeps them like in a pen,
okay,
or something.
Smart woman.
And all of her cows, like 15 or 20 cows, are just all huddled against one another, like jockeying for position in the far corner, away from her, nest close to the enclosure, or whatever, as they can possibly get.
Let me guess, she didn't stay inside.
Well, this is the thing. So she's looking at the cows, and she's like, what are they doing? So now her instinct is, oh crap, there might be like a cougar or a wolf or something like near the pen. So
cougars are hot.
Right. Oh, okay. So she goes walking around the outside of the enclosure, like the pen, looking for whatever's freaking the cows out. She doesn't see anything.
Okay.
So then she's like, all right, whatever. And then she sees like if I remember, I don't remember exactly what happens, but if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure she sees something in like the tree line or something.
Okay.
And she's like, what is that, right? And she's like, whatever. Like, it's probably just a big ass wolf. So she goes inside to get her shotgun, and she grabs her shotgun and like she's vibing out inside, and she's like, something, because she can hear like, the cows. Yeah. All of a sudden, she hears her cat, like one of the cows, freaking out, like
no bueno,
and like so she looks out the window, and then she sees like the cow is like being attacked. So she runs outside. And there is this
dude.
Now the cows have migrated away.
Yeah,
like, ran away.
Okay.
And then there's like this one cow being eviscerated by this hulking, like wolf looking. It was like a werewolf.
Yeah, so it's saying here that it is described as a 7-foot-tall, blue-eyed or amber-eyed.
Yeah.
Bipedal canine-like animal.
Yeah.
Who's the torso of a man and a fearsome howl that sounds like a huge. Oh my! What? Guys, it says a fearsome howl that sounds like a human scream.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god, dude! What the fuck? So I'm never going to Michigan.
Right. Well, that's the thing. They're also in Michigan. They're in Pennsylvania.
Dude.
They're in Tennessee.
Dude, you're the only Tennessee.
Thank you. They're in Florida. They're in Ohio. They're everywhere. God, dude. So that's the thing. It was like. She's like freaks out, and she runs inside, right? And this is where it gets scary. She grabs her kid, and then she hears this thing clawing at the side of her house.
Oh,
right?
No. So
it's like clawing at the side of her house, trying to get in. Now she lives where she was. She grabs her kid, and she's like, "There's nothing that can stop this thing from getting in. Like, if it wants to get in, it's going to break through a window, whatever." So she grabs her kid, runs into the one room, and she's sitting down, and she can see straight across the hall is like the bathroom, which is like it's like on the first floor, and there's a window, and she has her shotgun, and she's sitting there waiting for this thing. Like imagine like claws dragging down the side of your house and getting closer to this window, and then right before it gets to the window, it stops, and she's just sitting there shivering all night, just shivering, like just freaked out. She has a baby to take care of, like, and she's just looking at this window for the entirety of the night. Like 8-9 straight hours, just sitting there looking at the window, and it never pops up in the window. And then finally, daylight breaks, and she goes out, and then she sees like one of her cows was just completely eviscerated.
You know what I mean? My fucking god!
Right.
Move.
Right.
Find a new farm.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is there's also some people that like live with them. And they're like, yeah, so...
Pause. I'm sorry. We're not just going to act like you didn't just fucking say that.
No, not like live with them, but I'm saying like they just deal with it.
Oh.
So like they'll be like vibing out, and then all of a sudden like they'll look out in their backyard, and there's a 7-foot-tall beastly dog thing looking at you, and then they just go, oh, well,
Kettle's on.
And then that's the thing is, it's like if you don't mess with the one guy was saying he lives down in Tennessee. He's like, if you don't mess with them, they don't mess with you. Sometimes they get curious and they'll come up onto your porch and it'll freak you out if they're staring in your window. But as long as they don't try to get in and you don't try to get out, like you don't try to freak out and like shoot them, or he's like, in my experience, every time I've seen one, because I've seen like a couple, they just go after this like the rabbits and the deer and stuff in the forest. Like they don't really want to hurt us. They're just curious, like any animal.
Sure, I would be too.
And so that's kind of where I was getting the whole like kind of believing it thing, because I'm like, okay, it is a little stupid like to see like a big ass 7 foot tall dog thing trying to kill people all the time.
Yeah.
But think about it. If you live in the woods and you come across a bear, the bear is going to be like, yo dog, back up, right?
Yeah.
Same thing, right? So,
and I guess the only bear that really kind of comes after anything like on purpose is like a polar bear. Like those things will seek out humans, but you don't really see bears, and like unless it's like hungry or whatever it is, like
or like defending its territory. Or
I remember years ago we were backpacking for scouts. I was never touched. We were backpacking for scouts, and like they're like, "Yo, there's a bear like way over there. You guys see it?" No, I couldn't see it because my blind ass. Right. But like it definitely hears like 20 people walking through the woods.
Yeah,
and it's not gonna like just come near. So I guess that makes sense,
right? Like if I like. Most of the time, you see the same thing with a pack of wolves.
Sure,
they'll like stalk you around. They'll figure out what are you like. So he was saying that basically, they check him out. They check out his family. They make sure that like they're not going to be threatened. And then he said the scariest encounter he's ever had was when he was like middle of the night. And he went down to get a drink, and he looked down his back porch, and there was his eyes, like a big ass wolf face looking at him, and he like freaked out, and he was like frozen in place, right? And then he was like, it reached down and tried to like open, like it jiggled the door handle, like it was trying to like claw it, or like like open the door handle, and like the door was locked, and then it was like sniffing the air, and then just like went away. Yeah, and he was, that was the scariest encounter I've ever had. And I was like, dude, do you understand how terrifying it would be to like imagine like okay, everyone's gonna be skeptical and they're like, you're an idiot, they're not real, right?
Sure.
I'm not so. I think they are real. I really do.
No, and I think like even like something like Bigfoot is real, or something like the abominable. Like I do genuinely think, like I think mutations. I think livelihoods. They're just
apparently there's two different kinds of dogmen.
Interesting.
There is a natural one, and then a government created one.
Dude, listen, I've been saying that for fucking years. That a lot of these fucking phenomenons, like the new what is it like? Well, I mean, aside from COVID, but gain of function. Anyways, we're gonna cancel after that now. But what I'm saying is like you look at like Bigfoot or all these things, right? There's just no, like I do genuinely think the government just fucked up somewhere, or released it.
Yep.
Same thing with birds, the bourgeoisie.
Yep. Well, that's the thing is like, so apparently the natural dogmen.
Off topic, my bad.
No, you're good. The natural dogmen that are created, like that just exist. They're bigger. They're not quite as big. They're just like big. They're like bigger than timber wolves, and they're bipedal, right? Or bipedal, whatever. Right?
What? Okay. What does that mean?
That means you walk on 2 legs, not on 4. That would be quadrupedal.
I think this is where I leave.
Yeah, probably. Right. Anyway, but no. So basically, I don't think they're really that big. Like, I don't think the natural ones are going to be 7 feet tall and like whatever.
Sure.
I think they are going to be big. I think they're going to be like I said, like a timber wolf that's a little bit taller and can walk on its hind legs. That's what I think, right? But most of the time, it's probably going to be on its all 4s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see this. Yeah.
Yeah. But now there's this thing where it's like the people that are encountering these evil feeling like demonic like things, I think are the ones created by the government to say like, because these things are the ones that are supposed to be super fucking jacked.
Sure.
7 inch or 7 feet tall, like 10 inch or 8 inch long nails. You know what I mean? Like razor sharp.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right here, and I'll put it up in the video. But yeah,
and like they just attack people for no reason because they're sent by the government to do whatever. Right now, if you can look at a video or whatever of a timber wolf and see how big that body
fucking
is,
wild.
it's huge.
Yeah, massive,
Now,
absolutely massive.
What is this? What's the stopping and adding an extra like three like an extra half foot, right, to that, and then you know what I mean? Like it's possible. Now there's another guy named Jeffrey Nadolny. He's a great channel too. Does the same thing where he just talks about like, you know, encounters and all that stuff. But the thing that I find most intriguing is how everyone's story that they talk about is kind of similar, but also at the same time it's deeply terrifying.
Yeah, because you're looking at a 7-foot fucking wolf man.
Well, yeah. But what do you do? Like it just amazes me how those people survived, and it's all for different reasons. Like, you know what I mean? And like sometimes it's like they just left me alone and whatever. It's like, yeah, like if you see a wolf in the wilderness and you're walking away from its territory, it's going to follow you to the edge of its territory, and then it's going to leave you alone most likely.
Yeah,
that's what happens. Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's like, you know, I don't know. I just think
freak me the fuck. For no reason does that need to happen, bro.
No. Well, it's terrifying. It's a terrifying thing.
Like I'm sitting here picturing it. I don't know how I would feel as if I was in Bumblefuck, right? And I got a farm. I'm just chilling. I got little Jimmy. We're about to go eat ice cream and watch whatever.
Yeah.
And then I look out. I see my cow getting absolutely fucking destroyed. And then I go, oh my God, what's going on with my cow? And then I'm like, oh my God, I know what's going on with my cow. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, nah, dude, if someone's trying to get in my house.
Like, and then
that,
it just
dude,
like looked up at you.
And the problem is my fucking, like the apartment is on the first floor.
You're dead.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times I'll just be chilling on TikTok. I'll get this feeling, and I know it's stupid. I'll just go and I'll just stare at the window.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, watch me be staring face to face with a ghost. And I'm like, sometimes I'll even just like some fucking stupid and weird. I'll be like, yeah, I see you. And there's no one there.
It would have been crazy if like you just heard, oh shit.
Oh shit. Dude.
Clark, you can see us.
But like, no, that would freak me the fuck out. I could not imagine being home with just because in that kind of situation, even with like a shotgun, give me a 12-gauge shotgun assault. I don't care what the fuck it is.
Well, that was another thing. Like this,
I feel like this
chick shot one in the face with a shotgun, and it just ate it.
Fucking Demigorgon, bro. That shit.
Like it literally. So she was trying to get into her car with her where her gun was at. 'Cause she was like with her boyfriend. Yeah, and was hunting, right?
Okay.
So he was on a trail. He wanted to go see how to get around like a blockage in the road or something. So he went up. And like he was like, I know a trail, like whatever. So she's chilling and she hears this thing and then she sees this thing. So she sprints back to the car and gets in her car and grabs like her shotgun, blows this thing's face away, like literally like a 5-10 foot distance. Just it blew. She said like she saw chunks of its face go flying.
And it fucking was
and
still
that thing
kicking.
Just like freaked out, like rubbing at its face and like rolled into the bush. And then when she was driving away, it jumped out at her in the street, like 5 miles or like a mile down the road. Like it just ate it and like kept chasing her. And I was like, dude, what do you do?
Hit that with your fucking car.
But that's the thing; it would probably eat. I mean, you saw what a deer dent does. Like,
trust me, I know. I called you that night.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what do you do if something that's 7 feet tall, like 500 pounds, let's say, just smacks into your car? The car is not going anywhere. You need a Hummer to do anything like that. It's not even a Hummer. You need like an actual Humvee.
Bro, I don't know, dude. I feel like, I mean, obviously the car would be fucked, but I really genuinely think that if I saw that thing in the middle of the road, I'd fucking nail it.
Well, yeah, but what do you do if you nail it and it just looks at you?
Bro, imagine if he just like goes, stop it.
Stop it.
Get some help.
Like you nail it, right? And you stop, you don't see it, and you just see like a big hand, boom, right? And you just get up and just looks at you like dog.
Nah, bro. I took myself out, bro.
Paul, that was like, I don't know if you ever seen the movie The Wolfman, but there's a scene where the main character turns and like he's killing all these people and they're trying to capture him, and so they have this like tunnel thing and this guy's running away and like the plan fails miserably.
Yeah, sure.
So this guy's running away and he gets all the way to this, he gets stuck in quicksand, and then the beast is walking up on him and he starts shooting it. And it's from set in the 1800s, so they have like little revolvers, and he's just nailing this thing, and it's not dying. So then he just goes, and like he puts the gun to his temple, he closes his eyes and he clicks, and his gun's empty because he used all his bullets.
Mm-hmm.
And he opens his eyes and the thing just knocks his head off.
Well, I know there's a story in history where there was a guy who was about to get captured.
Yeah.
He did the same thing. He killed himself. He also got kicked out of art school. Yeah, that was an interesting story. We can cover that one day.
Yeah, for sure.
Good luck figuring that out, guys. If it wasn't obvious enough.
But no, I think, I think this Dogman thing. I think listen, I believe in aliens. I believe in anything that I don't know about for sure because it's like the same thing as like
people make me so mad when they do that shit. Aliens don't exist, and I'm like, dude,
how do you know, bro?
First of all, how do you know? Second of all, you're telling me we're on a floating fucking rock, and you're paying taxes, hurling through space is expanding.
Listen, taxation is theft.
It is theft.
But no, I think it's just dumb.
It's naive.
Like, okay, imagine you're in the ocean. And you're vibing out. They're finding new shit in the ocean every day.
Every day. We've only explored 5% of the ocean.
Like, you're vibing out in the ocean, all of a sudden you see something that's the size of the Empire State Building just staring at you. What are you doing? You're going to go, that's not real because it doesn't make sense. No, you're gonna die.
You're going to die.
But if you do somehow survive, and then you go back, and you're like, dude, look, oh my God, I just saw this thing. They're like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Because they don't believe, right? So
that's what's so weird. The problem is with that, and not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but like, people will have like real life experiences, but then you'll also have people who are like attention seekers, and they'll make up this big elaborate thing, and I'm like, great. Now there's someone in the weeds that has a real story that could ground break this, and might even have proof. But the problem is your proof was created on Adobe.
Well, that's the other thing is I'm not saying all the stories that I hear are true or like all this, like, you know what I mean? Because there probably are some fakes.
Sure.
I do believe that they're real, and I will continue to believe that they're real because I choose to. I could go into depth on why it should be okay for me to believe that, especially in today's day and age, but I will not. But no, I just think that, cancel me. I'm not big enough to be canceled. What are you gonna do?
Just amputate it. Become bigger.
Yeah, become bigger.
I'm bigger. I'm better.
I am better. But no, I think they're real, and I think if I was, that's why I don't want to go in the woods. I'll tell you that. I don't like going into the ocean because it just the ocean is so terrifying for so many different ways.
I would agree.
I don't want to be in the ocean. I might go to the beach and get in and vibe out. But hey, let's take a boat. Let's go on a yacht or a cruise. Hell no.
Dude,
hell no.
Low key cruise is kind of nice.
I don't care.
When I was
I do not care.
It's great.
I don't care if it's if the boat is the size of a small island. I don't care. It's not happening.
Oh, speaking of island, we should do what's that island with the people that are really aggressive? You can't go on the coast of India. You know what I'm talking about?
Listen,
we should do one of that. That was interesting.
Imagine you get on a boat, right? And they're like, it's the safest cruise ever. Literally cannot be sunk, right? It cannot be sunk. It cannot whatever. And it's the size of you know what I'm saying?
That did happen. That happened in Titanic.
Well, no, but I'm saying if it nowadays, it was literally the size of I don't know, 15 whales. You know what I mean? I don't know, whatever, how big this thing is going to be. Maybe bigger. Maybe there's boats already that big. I don't know. But I'm saying bigger. Okay, take the biggest boat we currently have and quadruple the size.
Okay.
Okay. Do that, and now imagine you're on this boat, and all of a sudden, it's middle of the night. You're vibing out, and all of a sudden, the light from the moon just goes away. You're like, you just look, and all of a sudden, there's a 400-foot wave.
Nope.
What are you doing?
We don't live in Japan. Nope.
What are you doing? Or what? You know what I mean? You're done. You're donezo. You're garbanzo beans, and that's the reason is because nothing. I will never trust something man-made to conquer something that's not man-made. That's from nature. So I don't care who you are. You could say it's the safest ship in the world, safest whatever. I don't want to get on it.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I just don't.
I understand.
I don't need to go on a boat.
Yeah.
And it's I'm also terrified of planes. So it's I don't have really good luck going.
Get on one eventually, buddy.
I don't think I do. I don't think I do. I don't think I do.
But yeah, we are creeping up into the last like.
Yeah, no, I know we got off topic here, but yeah.
No, you're good.
But no, I just think that in terms of the Dogman, if you want to like really check it out, you can check it out on his YouTube. Look up Dogman Encounters. Look up Jeffrey Jeffrey Nadolny Nadolny. Those are my two favorite accounts. There are other accounts you can go check out and everything, but those are the two that I listen to, the two that I find the most intriguing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm excited for you to look more into it so we can like actually talk more about it, because if you get hooked, it's just like things start to click and like make sense.
Yeah.
And like I'm not gonna lie to you, there's definitely some times as a kid like where I was in the woods and I'm like something is staring at me, bro. Like so I feel something is out there. And my dad's like,
I likes you, and I want you.
Yeah. Listen, I'm saying, if the Dogmen, listen, if what was it? If you can believe that like what happened in the Bible is true, you can believe that there's Dogmen, right? So,
indeed.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much all. I just wanted to kind of touch on it a little bit, get you more informed.
Yeah.
Go over everything.
Well, guys, as always, as Gavin said last week, make sure you guys are always subscribing, liking all our stuff. We really appreciate it. It helps out with the algorithm.
Yeah.
And seriously, check out the Dogman. I know I'll be doing more research on it. Anything else you want to add?
That's it. That's all I got.
Bye, guys.